Okay. So again, it's called Intentional Women 2025. And just to go into what does that mean? What does intentionality even mean? What does living intentionally mean? And it means to make deliberate choices that really actually align with your priorities and your values. So that means not living and making decisions on a whim, being really on accord with whatever it is that you want to see in the near future for yourself, for your life, things that you want to see manifest. Being intentional is like slowing down, really being conscious, being mindful about the way your life is going. So for me, I will say, if you can agree, I would like for y'all to put a one in the chat if you have ever had a time or you can recall like a time in your life where you really wasn't being intentional. You really wasn't planning, really not setting any goals. You kind of just like living life, like taking whatever life throws at you. And I see y'all putting ones. Yeah, like it's so many times in my life, not this past year, I would say, but I know, I'm 29. So, right in the middle, I feel, of my 20s, I started just kind of being like, okay, well, I'm out of school, I got a job, and it's like, well, what's next? And I think that's what most people get stuck in, like, what's next for me? And I think that most of us can say that we have been in that place and you kind of like sat there and like you retreat there. You kind of like just expecting things to happen, but not actually taking any action. And you kind of like on a hope and a prayer kind of thing. Cause you praying, cause I know y'all on here, I know a lot of y'all, I know y'all be praying. And a lot of times with being a godly person, a believer, we can get stuck in like just believing, like in the phase of like, I'm just a believer. God's gonna do it. The Lord is gonna do it because He will, but He is not, we know that God is a gentleman. He's not gonna impose in areas that we don't really allow Him access. So that's what we can talk about. And I think that it's going to be a lot of transformation just from this call tonight because I know that there's several of you. Sorry, I'm just trying to admit more people in here. That's why I'm looking left and right. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of transformation because the life that you want, y'all, whatever you want, because there's people on here who you want something specific, you want to be something specific, you want to create some type of life that I don't want, that somebody else on here doesn't want, and it's because that's specifically assigned to you. What you are doing, you're picking up on your destiny calling you. Everyone has their own destiny, everybody has their own assignments, and you want to do something specific, not just because it's at random, it's because it actually belongs to you. But we have to take action to accessing these things. So and when you're thinking about intentionality and how a lot of us get frozen in that space of like not being active, what we tend to do when we're not, remind you to mute. Hey everybody that's coming in, please mute because this is being recorded. Welcome in here, but please just hit your everybody hit your mute button. Let me see if I can do it on my end actually. So yeah, so what we tend to do, we retreat, and while we're like in this state of retreating, we are not only not being intentional about our own life, we are usually sitting back and looking at the people around us, the people we see on social media who we follow, we admire, people you grew up with, went to school with. You see people getting married, having children, starting businesses, and you're looking at them and you're not taking into account that you are capable, you know you are worthy of obtaining things that you desire. You're not taking it as this is something that I can do as well. You're taking it as, well, why them and not me? It's like all of these limiting beliefs, all of these things of you start to account, well, this is why I could never do that because I never had the resources she had. Well, I don't have the influence that she has. I don't She's married, she has a husband, she has resources that I don't have. And what we do, we trick ourselves out of things that we already are assigned to. And I know that I have been in a place of that as well before. Like I felt that way on my own in my own life before. And so tonight, like what I want to talk about is how us as women, I don't think every woman understands the really, really unique value that we have as women in reference to our relationships with God and with the divine. We have so much ability to create. Obviously, we can create life, but we have the ability to create the life that we desire through our relationship with God. Through your divine relationship with God is how you can truly birth your purpose and birth the life that you just dream of, the life that you think you don't really deserve or you really aren't capable of obtaining. And so I want to ask y'all in this chat to say, I want to see if anybody can tell me, like, what are the two of the most valuable assets that we as women have that we tend to mismanage? Just think about your life as a woman, living your life. What are the two things that you feel are probably the most valuable assets that we have? I'm going to read and see if anybody gets it right. If I can look at it, let me see. Our body and our mind. I'm going to keep reading what y'all saying. Communication and femininity, yes. I'm going to wait just a few more. I want to read what y'all have to say. And just think about what's really, really valuable to you in your life. The two most valuable assets that a woman has, and I want you to write this down. I hope y'all have a notes and a pen. Write down time and health. Most women mismanage their life the most by wasting their time and their health. Most women do not tend to their bodies in the way that we are supposed to. And when you're not in tune with your body, everything that you try to, everything you're out, when you're not in tune with your body, it's like everything is off rhythm. And I think a lot of women do not realize how, somebody said nurturing and health. Yes. Women do not realize how connected we are to our bodies. And so when you think about time, we're talking about your youth, your really like the most pivotal periods in a woman's life is her youth. When you're building your life, we have everybody has a unique set of time on this earth, on this planet, that you have to complete what is assigned to you. So what we tend to do, we allow people, we allow jobs, things to come into our life with without we allow them to access our life without really vetting these people. We allow these people to come into our life, these things to come into our life, and not only do they access our life, they come and overextend their stay. Usually a lot of us remain at the same jobs for so long because of our comfortability. We remain in the same relationships because in reality, inside, you're like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know who else is going to come along. You're looking at it like, well, what else do I have, that's gonna replace this? You're too scared to let go of what is so that you can see what, what is to come. Because you're too afraid. We are too afraid most times of being alone. We're too afraid of what it may look like to other people to walk alone. We're afraid of lack. And so if you are a person or woman who's in a scarcity mindset, you're in a state of lack, you really fear you fear almost everything that's coming at you because you're not rooted in trust. You're not trusting in the timing of your life. You're not trusting God's headship over your life. And so what we tend to do, we we overextend our stay in certain seasons where God is like, this is where we need to be, but we are still way back here because you can't seem to let go of what used to be. You can't seem to let go of a old identity because we know that that God is always moving us into brand new seasons. He's always wanting us to continue evolving, to continue edifying us. And so we remain in these old seasons. And then on top of that, our health, we neglect our health by not being mindful of what we put into our bodies. We're not being mindful of what we consume on a daily basis, spiritually, mentally. Um, so many women literally have no idea how to take care of their body. Like if she was to say, oh my gosh, like, I can't even lose 5 pounds, like some women have no idea. Like if right now, if my weight goes up 5 pounds, I could say it's because what I ate in 2 weeks ago from this, that, and the third, the holidays, blase, blase. Because not because I'm a stickler about my eating, but just because I actually give a damn about what I'm putting in my mouth, about what I'm consuming, because I'm being mindful. And so many women, they're like in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, and you don't understand your body. This is not a place that you want to be in. And I I see so many women like getting stuck in this type of rhythm. It's very unorganized. And so what you do when you're in this place where you're not paying attention to the people in your life, the seasons in your life, you remain in these old seasons, then coupled with not being mindful of your temple, truly what our bodies are, our temples that store all of this energy. So now you're not moving your body at all. You have all of this stored up energy that is being trapped. What a lot of women think about when we think about health, because we love beauty, most of us, we think about our body image and we think about like how you want to look. Like, I want to look good. And that's good because you should want to look good. But what women overlook is not about your body image or all about your body shape. It's more so about the movement, the importance of movement. Again, when you kind of like submit to like a more sedentary lifestyle and you don't really like do nothing, you don't even want to go for a walk, you don't want to do nothing. You don't want to get active. You don't want to move your body. Many women don't realize that all of that energy that you are releasing when you move your body, it's stuck and it's trapped in your body. And that same energy, the woman who moves her body is releasing that energy. And you know where that energy goes? It's going out into her realm, into her world, her universe. And that is how she is attracting her desires back to her. So many women do not realize this. Your confidence is like down, and you don't realize that you don't feel you're not sure why you're not feeling comfortable in your body, but it's because you're not you're not moving around. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily about whatever workout routine you implement. It's about getting in rhythm with being in routine with always being active. You know what I mean? And it's hard for some women to get started because you are looking at the results. You're looking more so like, well, I'm all the way here, like it would take me so long. I weigh this amount. I used to weigh this amount. I want to, lose 50 pounds. I want to lose 30 pounds. And what you don't realize is not necessarily about the amount of weight. It's about the journey to getting where you want to go. You have to like embrace the journey. You have to get deep down into okay, well, this is where I am now, but I'm going to enjoy the process of becoming the type of woman who gets up and goes for a walk every morning, or the type of woman who gets up and, goes to the gym, or just meditate, whatever it is that you need to do to get in rhythm, in tune with yourself. That's what you have to focus on. So all of these things, y'all, I'm saying this to paint a picture. All of these things, when going back to the two most valuable assets, a woman who is mismanaging her time and neglecting her health, it basically creates the recipe for a really, really confused woman. She'll be really confused. Like, think about how it's basically like now she's not really sure how she feels. She's not really certain about herself. She's not really certain about what she wants out of life. You're not really sure about where you're going. You have desires, yeah, you have an idea, but you're not really um you're not activated. Nothing's activated. So she'll be focused, she'll become a confused woman, because now she's at a place where she has all this pent up energy, all these pent up emotions. This will make her feel frustrated, and she will get to allow a place of frustration to get her to be in a place where she will tell, herself, well, this is all there will ever be for me. And she will forfeit, this confused woman, she will forfeit her God given destiny for a carbon copy version of the life that God really intended for her. She won't really think that there's no other option. She will subconsciously give up everything that is destined for her just to fall in line with something, because now she doesn't have a real, she's not grounded in who she is in reality. And then she does not understand her God-given identity. And so what do most women do when you don't understand your God-given identity? She will feel empty, she will feel lost, and she will run out to society. She will then go to society. Society will offer her usually a title. And what title do most women run to get up under? They start full-fledged in the ring Olympics. They are auditioning to be somebody's wife. They are auditioning to be attached to somebody's man. It don't matter where he came from. They will automatically think that the next step for me is to find someone to attach myself to. Even though she knows that she doesn't know who she is, she will say, at least I have a husband, or at least I have a man. Or not even that. If she's not in a relationship, she'll maybe say, well, I don't have a relationship, I'm not married, but at least I make six figures. At least at least I have this going for myself. Oh, I don't have any children. Well, I'll just be the rich auntie. You hear people say that a lot. But you really deep down, and God knows that you wouldn't prefer to be the rich auntie. You would prefer to be a mother. But you don't believe that that's available to you, because you're so stuck in this whirlwind of emotions that you have. And this is why you'll see also a lot of women who, when they experience breakups or like disappointments, a lot of women will go, well, I'm gonna go back to school. Why are you going back to school? Why are you going back to school? And I hear so many women say it, and I'll just listen and be like, okay, that's not really telling me anything. It's no Basically, underneath all of that, what she really is saying is, you know what, that person didn't see my birth, they didn't see that I was a great person. I'll show them when I get my degree. Oh, I'll show them when you have a friendship breakup. Oh, they didn't appreciate me. I'll show them. Like, I'm a boss up on them. They'll see. I'll show them. Really, that is what most people are doing, and that is not what that is not. That is not healing. That is not growth. What you are doing is what many people do. They become what happened to them. They become like what was done to them. That becomes their identity. So now you like on a quest to get back at these people who are not thinking about you. In reality, us human beings are very self-centered by nature. Maybe they think about you when they see pictures of you, but they're moved on. And you're stuck in this place where you're trying to prove something to somebody who is not even worthy of you. You understand that they're not worthy of you, but you don't understand that you need to disconnect from this chapter of your life. Again, wasting your time. So I'm saying this is to create like a mental picture of this confused woman. She's got all this like inner turmoil that she thinks people can't see. She's kind of like a little tornado. She's like, a tornado is very powerful, and it literally, if it don't stop, it's picking up more and more power. So within that tornado, it's full of angst, it's full of anxiety and worry and comparison, confusion, and you're just a little tornado, and everything on a tornado's path, that tornado is going to destroy everything it comes across. Everything that it interacts with is going to destroy. And so I say that to say, like, think about some areas in your life. Anybody who's on here, think about areas in your life where you feel like I struggle to close a door. Like I struggle to move on from things. And so many women, we get so caught up in like what happened to us, whereas God is like, just keep going. You just have to keep moving forward. You don't internalize the things that happen to you. You learn from the things that happen to you. I'm reading some things y'all said. We as humans feel as if we have to prove to others instead of doing for ourselves. Exactly. You have to aim for self validation, not the acceptance of others. Yes. Yes, you should be proving a point to yourself because it's really not adding anything to your life. In reality, that get back is not going to give what you think it's going to give. And so that's what many women are experiencing today. Let me know if that picture is like in your head, if that's making sense in the chat. Let me know if you kind of understand what I'm trying to convey. And so you have this confused, very confused, frustrated woman. Whereas on the other hand, you have the intentional woman who she's more like a river. She kind of just like flows. She's like not picking up too much power, not picking up too much speed. Only a river is only going to start being more powerful unless the wind gets more powerful. A river is just on its own unique path. It's not veering off to the left or the right. It's just on its own path. That intentional woman, she's more secure, she's more grounded. And the difference between those two women, the intentional woman and the confused woman, the intentional woman guides her life by using inner work. And I don't know if you ladies have ever like, studied about inner work, but it truly is your key to life, your key to being successful as a woman. Slowing down, pausing, controlling your emotions. I cannot stress enough the power of controlling your emotions. My father, when I was a little baby girl, used to be telling me, do not let people let you act stupid. People are stupid. And I was like, why does he always say that? People are stupid. This is what he always told me and my sibling. And now, as a grown woman, like I was about to say at church because I read church on here. When I'm at work or just doing life in my life, I'm always remembering you cannot you cannot react off of people. You have to always be able to stop, slow down, and self-assess. And so, guys, please go on mute, please. I hear like little sounds. If y'all could just hit mute. But yeah, so this intentional woman is not reacting in this way. She is flowing. So I want you to write this down. I'm going to say something about the intentional woman. She is so committed to her God given destiny that she will not make a single move without God's approval. I'll say that again, or maybe I can write it in here. The intentional woman is so committed to her God-given destiny. Never mind. I'll send it out. But yes, she's so committed to her God-given destiny that she will not make a single move without God's approval. Most women suffer because we move before God tells us to. Also, we do not believe that God is in charge of everything that is happening in our life. Again, this intentional woman knows she's on a unique path. She knows that everything she needs is already laying ahead of her on this path. And all she has to do is keep going, not stop, not stay
Real.
stuck, not try to figure out why this person did what they did, not try to figure out, well, why did
What's
I?
goldfish?
Please mute, guys. But yes, this woman is not trying to figure out what went wrong here. Just keep moving forward. This is a lesson that many women do not, they fail to learn. And it's many consequences with taking this approach to your life. And so the second thing I would say, the intentional woman understands that time is not a factor to her destiny. It's not a factor. The intentional woman understands that time is not a factor to her destiny. She knows, and I want y'all to take this as notes. She knows that she will do nothing, she will not do anything to disrupt God's timing on her life. She understands that timing is everything. So many people do not believe that timing is everything. And you see it even not even speaking spiritually or in this way, even with weight loss. I relate everything to weight loss because that's my life. But I can't help but to compare because they're very similar. Like your fitness journey, your spiritual journey, they always seem really parallel. But people think as soon as they say, it's January, there are people who just started working out on January 1st, and by next week, they're going to be saying, this ain't working. I'm not losing no weight. You just started. Timing is everything. You're not patient enough. We're not patient in our journeys in our weight loss. We're not patient in our journeys in our careers. We don't believe that timing is really working out better for us than against us. Time is not working against you. Women are so afraid of time. Women are afraid of their age. I have a mother who, my lovely mama, is on here, who I've never heard be ashamed about her age. Why am I ashamed about God keeping me? But this is because society tells women your value is going down as you're getting older because you don't really understand again, going back to the unique design that God has created women with. Your wisdom is what makes you older, because you can be an old person and still be young because you have no wisdom, right? How many of us know old, ignorant people? That has nothing to do with your value. And so going back to, again, focusing on those valuable assets, those two most valuable assets, the intentional woman that I want to be and I want you all to be, she does not neglect these areas. There's three things that I live by and that I believe any intentionally living woman lives by. And I want y'all to write those three things down. The intentional woman, she is committed to her purpose. She is committed to self-care, and she is committed to prayer. Okay, I'm going to say it again. An intentional woman is committed to her purpose, to self-care, and to prayer. Y'all, your prayer life is like a portal to your destiny. And I think people realize that, but they don't realize, even believers, which is crazy, don't realize the intense reality of how prayer is acting in our lives. Because if we did, we would not be so, oh, like we will opt for other things over prayer. Me now, honest to God, I don't leave this house without prayer, because it feels like driving in my car without my seatbelt on. It feels like I'm loose. It feels like I'm wide open, as my mama would say. I just feel unstrapped. I feel not secure. Your prayer life is your portal to your destiny. And how many of us have heard the saying, prayer changes things? Please put a one if you like recall prayer. Hey, y'all who's coming in, please mute. I'm recording this. Please mute. So yeah, I've heard that. I'm sure all of y'all have heard that. But however, now in my life, what I know is that prayer does not actually change things. What prayer does, prayer gives you access to things. Prayer is accessing God's divine power. Prayer is accessing the things that really belong to you in the spirit, that are assigned to you. However, what prayer requires, immediately after prayer, requires actionable steps. Actionable steps, and actionable steps requires putting a system into place, right? An intentional woman lives by systems. I tell any woman who I talk to, anyone who I meet, I'm like, oh, I'm a routine girly. Like, I have a routine. This is why many people, you know how people are like, oh, they've been working out, I was doing good. They be like, oh, I went on vacation. When I came back from my vacation, I just stopped working out. It's been 3 months. And it's like, how did you stop working out? Because you went on vacation. Because why? Because you didn't actually create a system. You didn't actually implement this routine that you were doing. You did not make it a lifestyle. You did not make it a permanent system in your life. And I know at the beginning of my journey, my spiritual journey, and my fitness journey, the Lord was showing me and teaching me how these two areas of my life will always be parallel. How the deposits, like if you follow me, you will see a lot of time I will post like, oh, my deposit is made. If you're making your spiritual deposits, or you making your deposits in taking care of your body, you need to always be making your spiritual deposits, because it doesn't make sense to be taking care of one and not the other, especially spiritually should come before. And so I learned that you have to live your life with a system. You don't have to be strict, but you do need a system. What it means is you need structure. What a lot of human beings don't like is structure. Little kids do not really like to go to bed at their bedtime. But how many of you who are mothers or parents on here know that your child is way better behaved, way better performing in school when they're going to the bed at their bedtime? How many of y'all on here know that you are better when you go to bed at your bedtime? Well, you acting crazy, because I know I can be irritable. So it's because structure. You lack structure. Many people kind of just like very fly by night with their. Many people are just fly by night with how they carry out their day. But when you are being intentional about how you're living, you have to be thinking about what you are doing for the next day while you in the day before the current day. Like literally, quite literally, the way time be moving, I have to know what I'm gonna be doing for Friday on Tuesday. Because if not, you're missing out, sweetie. You're behind. You have to know. That's why in sidebar, that is why when people be just randomly asking, you want to go somewhere? No, I can't go nowhere. I have stuff to do already. You should ask me before. It's like, yes, Shantir, you said, yes, I'm a big planner. I can't just go with the flow. No, no. And this is how you should live your life. Also, this is called having boundaries. So, focusing on systems, I can share with y'all two examples of how I implemented systems into my life. So like my home, I bought my home this or 2024. I bought my first home, my town home, and this home that I bought, I wanted this townhome. I bought it at 28 years old.
Hello.
I wanted this townhome. Please, everyone, mute. Welcome in if you're just coming in here. I wanted this townhome when I was like 22 years old, 23 years old. So because I believe in systems, because I am a a person
It's
who's
from my cornbread.
being successful with having a system, please mute. When I initially said I wanted to buy a home, I wanted to buy a home at 23. And I remember having a conversation with my parents, and I was frustrated because I'm like, I'm not making enough money to, buy a house. And I really doubted. I remember being sad too. It was like a particular area in my city where I wanted to live at that time. And I was like, I would never be able to afford a home in this area. I would never be able to just like have the house that I would like. If I was like the confused woman who is like so stuck in like what is the current moment, I would have said, well, that's just a wrap for me. What I did the very first time I ever got paid for my first big girl job, I started saving for a house slowly, slowly. But hey, I'm gonna have to close out the person who is not on mute. Please mute. Thank you. So yes, when I initially started my first job, I could have just been like, I'm never going to be able to have a town. I'm never going to be able to obtain the things I want because it's just too expensive. No, I said, well, what an intentional woman would do, time is not a factor. I can still have this. Maybe not when I want, but I can still have this for however long, by any means necessary, is what I live by. So I slowly saved, slowly but surely. Whatever I could save, I saved it all the way from 23 years old to 28 years old. The home that I bought was money from when I was 23 years old. When you are intentional about whatever vision you have for your life, this is how you use systems to create your reality that you desire. This is how you set a standard for how you want to live. This is how you manifest the things that you really see for yourself. It's another example. I remember, y'all. I remember being in a place before if you're not familiar with me, some of you on here do not know me personally, but I had like a 50-pound weight loss journey when I was about 23, 24. And I remember watching this video on YouTube of a girl who lost like a lot of weight, maybe like 40 pounds. And I remember thinking, how the hell do people be losing all this weight? Like, I don't understand. I just was so confused. I'm like, I remember feeling like this is not possible. You know, I don't know how to do that. But I'm like, because I can see someone else has done that, I know that it's possible. What a lot of people will do is they will just get so frustrated with, oh my God, like that is just so hard. I don't even know where to start. Well, start by one thing. Me and my one of my besties say is hit the freeway. You go outside, go out there and run. If you don't know how to work out, you don't know how to use the machines, you know how to run, you know how to walk. I could always do, you can always do something. I could have, sat there and just been like, oh, I don't know, I can't do what she did, or I don't have the access to whatever trainer she has, whatever. No, because that's what results focused people do. That's what people who are outcome focused, that is what they do. When you are focused on the journey always, write that down, focus on the journey always. That is how you get the results that you want. Never in my life was I trying to achieve a certain aesthetic ever. Never trying to achieve a hourglass shape, never trying to look a certain way that I see somebody else look. I just wanted to say, I don't like that I can't feel comfortable in my own body. I don't like being in social events and feeling unsure about myself because I'm not comfortable in my body. And now, as an adult, grown woman, when I am around women who are feeling that way, I can feel it like it's nothing. Like they don't even have to say it. I can literally feel it when I'm right next to them, that you're not comfortable in your body because I was there before. And so, what did I do? I just decided I'm going to go get a trainer. I'm going to get a trainer to help me. And I remember this coach who I hired, I showed up to his studio. It was just him and I, and he was like, I'm ready to work out. Cause I'm like, I got my fire. I'm ready to work out. He's like, okay, well, just hop on the treadmill. I'm like, well, I can get on the treadmill at my own gym. I don't need to pay you to get on the treadmill. He was like, well, we're just doing an assessment today. I need to see where your strengths are. I need to see your endurance level. I need to see where you're at cardiovascular wise before I can just train you. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll get on the treadmill. He puts me on there. It's cool. Girl, he put that treadmill up on an incline, and I almost died. I thought I was gonna die. Because if you do work out, if you've ever done that before, when you're putting on an incline, that's putting all of it's just upping all the intensity. It's like extremely high intensity cardio. And not only was I about to die physically, y'all, I kid you not, I remember that day. I was fighting back tears, not because I was embarrassed that I couldn't do it, but because it was the first time in my life where I looked at myself and I realized you are freaking 23 years old and this is where you're at cardiovascular wise. And I'm a nurse. This is where you're at. You can't even walk on a treadmill without holding it. You're out of breath. You struggling. This is where you are. So it was from there. It was my motivation. This was my starting point to take care of your body. You cannot go through life and attract your desires, attract the life that you desire, attract the dreams you desire, the marriage, the family you desire, without being in tune with your body. You can't not be in tune with your body and attract these things. It's major. I see somebody said that incline ain't no joke. Baby, no, it's not no joke. I almost, like I said, I almost died. And it was that made me say, I deserve to be healthy. You're not going to get another body. God is not going to come down here and give you another one. This the one you got. If you tear it up, you will be stuck with that one. So you might as well manage it well and nourish it and nurture your body. Your body is your home. Please write that down as well. That's something that I speak to myself daily, that I have to be happy in this home, in this body that I've been given. And so this is just tonight letting you ladies, really just listen to the differences in two ways that we can do life. Because one thing, and I say this to the Lord all the time, I'm like, when I get to heaven, I'm gonna be like, what a ride. When I get home to the Lord, your life is so valuable because it's a ride. It's so many ups and downs. It's so much that you should be doing, intentionally doing, seeking God for. It's supposed to be a journey to figure out what is next. What does God say is next for you? You cannot be living this generic version of life that this world is giving us, because this world will give you whatever you will accept. You know what I'm saying? You have to be diligent and be intentional about seeking God for your own unique path, and you're worthy of it. And for me, so what I have done is, I know that as an intentional woman today, I can say that the life that I have built for myself today is because one thing I have never done, I have never played about myself. I have never played about my life. That's not to say I haven't made mistakes, not to say I haven't been confused before or questioned myself, but I have never played about my life and the value of my life and if I was worthy of what I desire. And so many women will get to freaking age 30, 35, 40, young women, and have been through hell and back again because of not being mindful, not being intentional. And for me, and I say this not to gloat, many women have all of these horror stories about things that's been done to them, things that's happened to them because of people who they allowed to access their life. And for me, I have zero. I have zero. I don't have one, not two. I have zero. Why? Because I was intentional, because if there was somebody who was a threat to my destiny, I would smell them at the front door. You are not getting far into my life in order to wreak havoc in my life, because you're not going to have enough access to do so, because you will be removed. Why? Because I hear from the Lord, you smell. Spiritually, you're dangerous. And you have to look at your life as such. It's worthy of protecting. Your life is worthy of guarding. And you can't live your life with this mindset of time is running out. It makes me think of one of my favorite scriptures is Proverbs 31:25. It says, she is clothed with strength and dignity. She laughs at the days to come. She laughs at the days to come, meaning another verse says she has no fear of the future. Why would I be in fear? Why would I be in fear when everything that I need lies ahead of me on my path? Why would I worry? And so many women are stuck in a state of worry, a state of maybe I'm not enough, maybe I won't have that. Timing is everything, right? So I just wanted to make sure that I really convey the seriousness of your life, because for me, I tell everyone that I absolutely love being a woman. It's so beautiful. We're so we are so deep. We're so like majestic. There's nothing better than being able to say, like, I'm an extension of my creator. My creator made me his little baby creator. I can create with my mind. That is what true femininity means. To use the essence of who you are, the essence of your womanhood to create the life that you want. Sorry, I'm reading what you all said. Yes. I'm glad you got a lot out of this, y'all. And so before we close, that was fast. I'm gonna miss y'all. It should have been longer. But yeah, so this tonight, this masterclass is gonna be saved. But I want to extend to any woman who is on here. If you're a woman, you could say, I am living intentionally. I'm being intentional in all areas of my life. I'm not struggling with finding my purpose. I'm not struggling with finding my worth, doing your inner work. Then I'm proud of you. And that is awesome. That is excellent. However, if you are not a woman who you can say, I'm confident in myself, I'm patient with myself, I love my life. You should be able to say, I love my life. If you're not able to say that, then I am telling you that there is another way to live your life. I will be at the start of next month, I will be starting a brand new group coaching program. And if you are interested in really taking like charge of your life and you're over this, like I said, this inner turmoil. If you more so identify with this confused woman and not necessarily an intentional woman, then I want you to message me and DM me, because I will be starting a group. Like I said, I'll be starting a group coaching program where we will be dealing with all of these areas. We'll be dealing with inner work. We'll be dealing with building a life that we desire. Because I promise you, Jalea Williams, the girl, will have everything in this life that she desires. And I would love, absolutely love, to have every woman on this call, or every woman who is assigned to me and attached to me, that I want to bring those women with me, because we are so deserving, y'all, especially us Black queens. Like, a great life is my portion. If you believe it, a great life is your portion, and you're worthy of that. So, like I said, DM me, message me if you have questions. I will let you know more details regarding my coaching program. But I'm so grateful, even if you do not decide to work with me, I'm so grateful for anybody on here who supported this, because when I say the Lord keeps me up at night about this stuff, it's a concern to me, because it concerns him, because it hurts him. It hurts him to see us not be proud of who we are, not be confident in who you are. and not be excited about your life. Life is so short, y'all. My mommy always telling me life is but a vapor. Live your life. Enjoy your life. And so if you need help, if you genuinely, it doesn't matter what age you are. Yes, I'm 29, but I am not limited to who I'm going to serve. So I'm inviting you. If you don't have my Instagram, it is Leah Teamo. I'm going to put it in the chat here because some of you all found me on Facebook. Oh, I made a typo. I just want you to message me on any of my socials, and I'll talk to you, and we will talk about getting started to work together. Because I'm telling you, I know this, boo. This is what I do. So I love y'all. Many of y'all, my favorite people on here. Thank you so much for joining. And message me also just to let me know what you got from this, because I won't be able to read the chat later. Message me also your thoughts about tonight, and I'll read them all. But I just want to thank y'all and have a great freaking 2025. Like, do it up. Do everything you want to do. You can lose weight, girl. It's not that hard. I will be touching on that in my coaching program as well, because I don't play about the body. So I love y'all so, so much. Have a great, great night. I'm trying to read before I close out. I'll pray for you all tonight and have a great one, okay? Love you.